That was Ratas from Franco-Venezuelan singer-songwriter Sophie Fustec, aka La Chica. She recently released her debut album called Cambio, and she joins me now in the studio. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Now, Cambio is an incredibly rich album. It's a kaleidoscope of genres. It really takes listeners on a trip. It's kind of a voyage in your album. Most of the 13 tracks are sung in Spanish. Why was it important for you to sing in your mother tongue?
Because when I started writing, I was really inspired by my dreams, and I dream a lot of in Spanish. So it just came that way. And I love it because it's a language that can sound really good. And I needed the words to sound, you know. And French is a complicated language for that. So I prefer Spanish or English.
Spanish or English,
yeah.
Interesting. So you're coming from your dreams into your songs.
Yes.
The album is called Cambio. What does that refer to? Change, right? Is that
Cambio means change or I change, and it's about the transformation that I experienced for the last few years, and it's been like a huge transformation, super heavy and difficult, but it was really interesting, and it has like a meaning, different meaning with the situation in Venezuela.
Oh yeah,
too. I'm praying for a change. I'm asking for a change in the country.
So several meanings behind that word, Cambio.
Yes.
We're actually going to listen to another title off your album. It's called Sola. Now, your album is a delicate and passionate ode to multiculturalism. You're both French and Venezuelan. How does your multiculturalism influence your sound?
I'm a patchwork.
Yeah.
So I do a patchwork of sounds and textures and influences. So it's a real mix because I feel like it, and I wanted to make a music who looks like me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it came that way too. You know, I didn't
overthink things.
Yeah. So I like to mix everything and to create a new everything that sounds like me. You know, I don't know how to express that, but it's like you're taking a few. How do you say pedazos? Pieces.
Yeah.
Of things which are not meant to be together, but I try it anyway, and the whole everything that I can make with that is like really like me, like a strange mix, schizophrenic mix.
So collage of different influences,
collage,
and different textures.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned previously that you have a strong attachment to Venezuela. That's where your mother comes from.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the political unrest there. How has that affected you?
A lot. The situation is really sad, and I feel completely useless. So all that I can do is to send some energy and some love to the people there, and I know that music is the way to do that, because I know for sure that music can help, music heals, music can change things and can help surviving a certain situation. So I just this is my part of the process. I just bring the energy that I can with the music.
And music can also be very political, and in fact, there's a lot of politics in your songs. There's a lot of, you talk about gender equality, social inequality, political inequality. Is it important for your songs to have a political theme?
I would not say political. I would say human. You know, I like to talk about what I know. What I know is love, relationship, and human being. You know, I don't really want to talk about politics because I feel that we're not aware of everything, and there is a lot of parameters that I don't have. So I just prefer to focus on the on the love and on the deep side of human being, and how can we do to live with each other.
So a message of peace and coming together, perhaps, in your songs as well.
Yeah.
You've really managed to create a unique sound on your album. It's we were talking about a collage of textures and also influences. It sounds like there's some kind of a hybrid universe created out of Latin folk music, but also more modern influences, hip hop, rap, etc., electropop. What is your songwriting process like?
Wow.
Trick question.
It's a mess. It's really a mess, because I can be a mess in my head, and that's why I need to make music, because I need to transform all these mental cerebro brain stuff, you know,
Yeah.
brain. I need to transform it in something concrete, something real. So at the beginning it's always a mess, but it can be just a melody, or it can be just some few words that I need to sing out loud, and I play the piano. I play. If I don't have a piano, I will do some rhythm.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So you start from there,
Yeah.
and build these beautiful pieces that are on your album.
Thank you.
13...
I don't have any method.
Well, it works great. We're going to move on to some other music news that's making headlines. After 4 successful studio albums, the British rock band Foals have announced a double release this year. It's called Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost. Part 1 is out this March, and Part 2 is coming out in the falls, and critics are actually calling Part 1 their best album to date in their decades-plus career. Now, with Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost, Foals tackles the confusing and divisive issues of the modern age: Trump, Brexit, climate change. It's a dystopian nightmare you can dance to. Let's listen to the lead single off the album. It's called Exits. Now, 3 years after You're Going to Get Love, singer-songwriter KEREN is back with a new album. It's called BLEUE. This is her 8th studio album and the first in 15 years completely written in French. The record features 10 intimate tracks about love and loss, and you can find out all about it next Monday, as she will be our guest here on The Culture Show. The Franco-Israeli Dutch singer wrote, composed, and produced all the tracks on her album, and even directed the music video for the song Sous l'eau, Underwater. Take a look.
Le sang qui coule dans la splendeur, vient-il vraiment d'ailleurs? Il me tue, cet amour. Il me tue, cet amour. Il me tue, cet amour. Il me tue, cet amour.
Now, like KEREN, you have a very strong visual identity in your videos, and it seems like you're very involved in the creative process. How does that work?
Yes, it's really important. I love the visual part, and I have a lot of fun trying to invent some stuff and working with the people that I'm working with. Temple Caché, Rémi Geoffroy, Julien Lascar, Alexandre Brisa. They are all incredible people with like really talented, and they all manage to put on images what I have in my mind.
So
I love it.
Kind of the collage in your mind coming out in the videos.
Yeah, it's the same process. It's a collage of textures and drawing, street art, different artistic references.
Should definitely check out those music videos, but we're going to have to end with one final music collaboration that's getting a lot of people excited about. This is Danger Mouse, who has teamed up with the...
I love him.
He's amazing, and he's teamed up with KEREN, the singer of the Yeah Yeah Yeah. So this is the Grammy-winning producer and the singer of the New York indie rock band, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Yeah.
They're releasing an album. It's called Lux Prima. It's a bit of a midlife crisis record for both artists who both recently entered their 40s. It presents 9 sprawling and soulful psych rock tracks with KEREN O's trademark voice. And we'll have to leave you with that. But before we go, I want to thank you, La Chica. Thank you so much for being on our show and sharing with us your collages. It's very interesting. Definitely recommend checking it out. Now, we're going to have to leave you with a song off the album from Danger Mouse and KEREN O. It's called Woman, but before we go, don't forget that you can find out more arts and culture news on our website. Please stay in touch on social media and stay tuned to France 24. More news coming up right after this.